Oh, can you hear me now? Thank you for pointing that out. Hope you're doing well. Thanks. All right. Okay, good. All right. Hope you guys are doing well. Mm. Hello, Albert. Hello, Albert. Hello, Grand Chess Amateur. Good to see all of you guys. Hope everyone's doing well. Hello, the host. Hello, Paul. Hello, Rusher. Happy New Year, everyone. Oh, that's great to hear. That's great to hear, Brandon. Okay, you said that, nice. You said you've been winning a lot of games in the Sicilian? That's awesome to hear. All right, hope everyone's doing well. Yeah, good to see you, Albert. Good to see you. Hope everything is well. Whoa, thanks to Albert for the gift sub. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. Thank you, Albert. Hope all is well. Hello, Daniel. Hello, Michael Tall. Hello to Michael Tall in the chat. All right, I see some challenges from the chatters. Hope you guys are doing well. By the way, just wanted to point out my Chessable courses are currently on a New Year's sale. Hello, Rai. Both. Whatever you prefer. We're also, by the way, live on Kick. If you want to say hi on Kick, that's also fine. Hello, the Great Thorn Toad. Thank you. Great Thorn Toad. Do you mean from last year, from the World Rapid and Blitz? Oh, yeah. No, that was pretty funny, yeah. All right. Hope everyone's doing well. Okay, so last time we left off over 1800 in the speedrun. We could do a game or two against the viewers, but we can also continue our speedrun. Like I said, we left off around 1800, and we can push towards 1900. What do you all think? I think that'd be a nice idea. Hello, Joffrey. Speedrun, okay. Yeah, I think we'll just continue with the speedrun. Okay, nice, nice. Good question, Michael Tall. Against the close Sicilian, I still recommend going for a setup with knight c6 and g6. Okay, let's just pull up my speedrun account and try to push our rating up a little bit. Give me a second. Okay. All right, give me a second. And we are back. Okay, so we left off at 1800. Let's push towards 1900. Okay. Can I play the Dutch defense? No. Hello, Mbop. Yeah, long time no see. I've been pretty busy. So yeah, it's been a pretty good. I've been quite busy with a lot of things. So first of all, Christmas and then New Year's, and a couple days ago, I came back from a nice vacation with my family. We went skiing in Austria, so that was very nice. Really enjoyable. But it's good to be back. It's good to be back with you guys. So let's continue. Hello Honda. Hello Joffrey. Good to see you guys in the YouTube chat. Okay, so we left off at 1800. So let's continue our speed run. Okay, so we're playing with black. Let's see. Okay, e4. What do we do against e4? We play the Sicilian. Knight f3, and we go knight to c6. By the way, the goal of the speed run, so d4, the whole point of the Sicilian is that whenever you see the move d4 is that you take. That's why you put that pawn there. You don't want to allow white to get that second pawn in the middle for free, so to speak. So let's take. He's probably going to recapture, and now we go g6, the start of the Accelerated Dragon. Knight c3, and very simple, we just go bishop g7. That's the whole point of the move g6. And what's nice is that the higher we push up the rating ladder, the more main lines we're going to see as we go. So bishop e3, and now we go knight to f6. But anyway, just wanted to say real quick, the whole goal of the speedrun is to push towards 2500. Right now we're at 1800. If we could get a 2500, that'd be fantastic. Bishop c4, one of the main moves, and now we castle. So the easy thing about the Accelerated Dragon is that after g6, you almost always go bishop g7, then you almost always go knight f6, and then you almost always go castles. And then we'll see what we're going to do. Now here we have some options. We can go d6, which is fine. We also have this fancy move, knight takes e4. Let's go knight takes e4. It's one of the tactics that we have in the Accelerated Dragon. Let's set the board on fire a little bit. Let's open up that bishop right away. Grunfeld is a good opening, but also a difficult one. He takes, let's go with d5. So I sacrifice a piece, but I'm going to get it right back. Exactly, Father Marcus. Yep, absolutely. And by the way, if anyone has any questions about the chat, about anything, don't be shy to ask those. Hello, Jimmy. Of course I remember you. All right, so let's see what he's going to do. He takes, okay, we recapture. We still have this double attack. All right, let's see what he will do. And also, by the way, like I said, my courses are currently on sale, so if anyone has any questions about them, feel free to ask away in the chat, okay? Okay, knight d2, which I think is a slight inaccuracy. Now we restore the material balance, and we have a nice bishop pair to work with. Let's see what he's gonna do. Ah, King's Indian is difficult opening, Albert. But if you're struggling with a Slav, feel free to send me those games. I'll look over them, and then during our next lesson, we'll see what we can improve, okay? How does that sound? Because I think, you know, it's not a bad idea to experiment with different openings. But if you lose a few games, you don't necessarily have to abandon an opening altogether. Anyway, he goes knight takes c4, and I think here we actually have a nice opportunity. We have a nice opportunity here with black. Does anyone see it? What can we do here? Yep, bishop a6, pinning the knight to the rook. And it's hard to defend the knight, because if he goes here, he hangs this rook. So he's already in a bit of trouble. Yep. All right, queen g4, defending the knight. Okay, but I think queen d5, hitting the knight again. And again, if the knight moves, he hangs this. So let's go queen d5. I think he's in massive trouble. Let's see what he's going to do. I think he probably has to go b3, but then he hangs this exchange. But okay, let's see what he's going to do. Okay, b3. Now we have to think how we do this, because I kind of also want to take the knight. But if I take the knight first, he takes here with tempo, right? Hitting my queen. Then after that, he could save the rook. So I'm going to take the rook first. Now, yes, it is a bit of a pity to give that bishop on g7, but we get an exchange. Already a lot of trades have taken place, and I feel pretty confident that we can still control these squares. And since we're up in material, we're going to trade down even further. So let's take this knight here as well. Okay, he takes. Once again, we're up in material, so trades are good for us. So let's go queen to e6. I could have gone here, but not necessary. Let's go queen f5 instead. Okay, goes queen e2 back. Okay, let's go rook f d8. Bring this piece into the game. And maybe later we'll go f6 to try to control these dark squares a little bit. Okay, he goes there. Go queen d3, offer him the trade, and then maybe take a pawn. I can also double up the rooks, that's also good. I guess, if you go c5, you can maybe plan this here, but I guess I can always kick that away with e5. So let's just keep it simple for now and go rook d7. Rook d7, rook 88, doubling up the rooks. Like I said, I could have gone here, but he just moves. Either way, I think black is doing really well. Okay, he goes h3. Let's go rook 88, bring the other rook into the game. As you see, we have nice control here. We control this open file on the D file, and we make sure that he cannot access the B file. Okay, so c5. Let's go f6. I want to make sure that I can easily go e5 and that I control all of these squares. Also, if he goes here, I want to go e5. I don't want to allow him to block the D file. Okay, let's see what he's going to do. But you guys see how quickly we got a winning position from the Accelerated Dragon. I'm not kidding you guys. This opening has a lot of traps. Rook f1, okay. Okay. I might go e5. Yeah, let's go e5. Grabbing a little bit more space in the center. Making sure he cannot go here. Maybe king g7 at some point. And once again, we're doing really well. We're up in exchange for pretty much nothing. But, we still have to convert our advantage into a win. So he goes f4, okay. So he's trying to open up the f file, but it also makes things looser on his end. So I kind of like the idea of queen d3. Trying to jump in and trying to get some trades in. So let's do it. Let's go queen d3. Let's go up in material, so trade circuits for us. He's probably going to move the queen. Because if he just trades down, he's just completely lost. So I think he has to keep some pieces on the board. Okay, goes queen f3. But now... Okay, I can take... can also just, he's also hitting this. I can take and take. I think I'll go for that. Let's go ahead and take. If he takes, I recapture the queen. Still everything is covered. Okay, so let's recapture with the queen. I defend f6. He cannot take here. Okay, goes bishop f4. Okay, I can just take another pawn with check. So let's do it. And if there's stuff you can take and you don't see why not, it's generally a good idea to just take. He's going to move his king somewhere, either here or here. Okay, bishop e3, hitting my queen. He's also hitting this. Maybe queen c3. Queen e5, also a good move. I think I like this one, so that I also create a bit of a pin. So let's go queen c3. Right, he cannot move the bishop. I mean, he can, but if I trade off the queens, it becomes a lot easier for me to convert my advantage into a full point. Okay, let's see what he's going to do. Hello, Guju. Yeah, we're streaming on Twitch, Kick, and YouTube. Thank you, Great Thorn Toad. Thank you. Okay, queen f2. Like I said earlier, I really want to get some trades in. He is hitting this pawn, but I don't think that pawn is that important. So I'm going to go rook d1. Once again, I'm happy to get trades in, because that should make it easier for me. He's probably going to take. Can take, or I can go c5. Okay, takes. Okay, just recapture. It's going to move his king. And I like the idea of g5, because if I can also about to go here and here. But I like the idea of g5 with the idea to check, and then he cannot go here. Okay, takes, but I check. He has to go g3 now. Then queen d5 looks pretty good to me. Let's go queen e5. I'm threatening checkmate on h1. Also threatening this. I don't see how he can get out of this. So this one looks about to be over, but hope this game made sense. So queen g2. Okay, let's go rook. Okay, yes, bishop f2, but doesn't matter. Let's go rook d2. He still is here, but we can just trade, take here, and obviously the game is completely winning. All right, nice win. Okay, so let's have a look at this game. So we start off with the Sicilian, and like I said, the whole point of the Sicilian is that whenever we see the move d4, we go ahead and take. We don't want to allow white that second pawn in the middle, while also avoiding the symmetry that arises after e5. And thank you, Skyline. Okay, so we follow with knight c6, d4, and then we take and we go g6. We want to bring our bishop out to the long diagonal, and the nice thing about this opening is that we can almost always go for the setup with knight c6 and g6. People asked about the close Sicilian earlier. If they go knight c3, go knight c6, g3, g6, follow with bishop g7. And yeah, you can learn all about this also in other videos and by the way in the course, which is currently on sale. So anyway, so here we go knight c6, d4, take, and then g6 followed by bishop g7. Okay, so it goes here, we go bishop g7, he goes here. This is one of the main lines, simply defending the knight, but we just go knight f6, developing this knight as well. He goes bishop c4. Okay, nice. Thank you, Skyline. Really appreciate that. Happy to hear that everything makes sense. So bishop c4, we go castles. Now here, one of white's main moves is the move bishop e3, which is covered. Also f3 is covered. And he goes castles. Now, I forgot. Knight takes e4 is a very tricky move. If you like tricks, I definitely recommend this one. There's also the more quiet d6. The choice is up to you. But after this, things become really tricky for white, because if he recaptures, we go d5, so we sacrifice a piece for one move, but we're getting it back quite quickly, right? Because we have this double attack. Take, and here, white's only move to maintain the balance is bishop d3. So, perhaps for you guys, I really recommend knight takes c4, because white is already walking a tightrope to maintain equality. Right, white should go here, I take, and white is fine, but you know, they had to find these moves. Maybe like bishop a6 is fine, or take. Anyway, he goes here, but now he's much worse, because I simply take here, and for the moment I'm up a pawn, and he's not in good shape to recapture, which he did anyway. But now we go here, hitting the knight, and he does not have a good way to defend it, because this always is going to hang the rook on a1. Right, so you can go queen e2 or queen e3, But if we just hit the knight once more with queen e5, force b3, and we will win the exchange, which is kind of what happened in the game as well. He went here, but I just hit the knight. And like I said, the knight cannot move. He hangs this. He went here, but now I just take. I win the exchange. And now the rest of the game is just a matter of converting our advantage into a full point. So what do you do when you're up in material? You trade. We offer another trade and then just activate our pieces. So doubling up the rooks. Okay, I went here, covering the dark shores a little bit, which are weakened, of course, since I gave that bishop away. He goes here, and we continue offering trades. So I went here, just take another pawn, offer more trades, and the rest was pretty simple. So pretty nice win here with black to start things off. Let's go ahead and start up another game. Okay, so we're playing with black. Let's see. Okay, so once again e4. Now let's see who's been paying attention. What do we do against the move e4? What do we do against e4? No! No! Okay, please play e4, otherwise I'll be so upset. Please. No! Oh no, we could have had this. No! Now this nonsense with b4. Okay, well, let's just... That is so annoying. That is so annoying. We could have had a great Sicilian game, and now we're playing against the freaking orangutan that nobody cares about. Well, let's just go for a Slav setup. It happens. No, my bad. It's unfortunate. Okay, well, let's go for a Slav setup. Nothing wrong with that. Let's go bishop d6, I guess. I'm trying to think if I should go c5 or put the pawn here. This opening makes some sense, because he grabs quite a bit of space. But like I said, I'm just going to stick to the Slav setup with d5, knight f6, bishop f5, e6, bishop d6. And that's very unfortunate. That's very unfortunate. Sorry about that, everyone. Should have just played c5 right away. Anyway, let's see what he's going to do. Okay, he goes h3. I'm not too concerned about g4, so I'm just going to continue with my setup of knight d7. And, you know, at some point, I could build the full center with e5 as well. Okay, let's see what he's going to do. If he goes g4, I'll just move the bishop back. Knight d4, that doesn't even phase me. Just go bishop g6. Obviously, want to keep that bishop on the board. And next, we're ready to go e5 and kick the knight away and build the big center with black. Okay, let's see what he's going to do. All right. Okay, so I think we're doing pretty well. And you see, we just follow normal opening principles, right? So even if you're taking out a book, just follow normal opening principles and you'll probably just get a good game. Okay. Let's see what he's going to do. Knight c3, okay. Let's go e5. That was my plan all along, and now we build a big center with black. He probably is going to go back. And then we have some options. If he goes here, I'm considering h6, which might look useless. But at least I'm making sure that if he goes here, I can draw my bishop back. Can also keep pushing with e4, c5. But he just goes here and like takes. So let's just go h6. If he goes knight h4, I can go bishop h7. Okay, we're doing pretty well. We have a nice center. All of our pieces are developed. But of course, nothing too bad for white happening as well. Okay, d3. I like the idea of c5, just grabbing more space in the center. c6 possible as well. Let's go c5. Let's see what he's going to do. He can take en croissant. but I don't mind. The b file might come in quite useful. He goes bishop b2. d4 looks like a good move hitting the knight, which probably has to go back to b1, which is obviously not the most active square. And then maybe like knight e5. Yeah, let's go d4. Let's hit the knight, because the knight doesn't really have a good square. You can go to a2, you can go to b1, but obviously both are not fantastic. Okay. If he moves, by the way, also taking an e4 looks really tempting, because then I can follow with this check. Yeah, I think that's what I'm going to go for. So we would lose some central control, but we would start a big attack on his king, right? So sometimes you have to transform your advantage. So let's try to open up the position while his king is still in the middle. Let's go e4. This check is really going to be annoying. Good afternoon, slang. Or slong. Slang, slong. Either. Okay, knight h4, big mistake. Why is this not good? Why is this move not good? Black to play and finish him. Finish him. Black to play. What do we do? Let's see who's paying attention. Yep, check. And we pick up the knight. Very good. Yep. Excellent. Good job, everyone. Good job. Okay, goes there. I can also, by the way, go knight d5. If I want to be fancy. Sure, let's do it. Knight d5 I think might be even better. Hitting this, and then we can bring in the queen as well. If he takes, I can't buy, ooh. I don't even have to take this. I think this is even better. He goes here, check. Yeah, let's do it. Let's take here. Bring the rook into the game as well. This hurts. Check. This hurts. And now queen here or here with checkmate. Let's go here. Looks a little fancier. That really hurts. Yeah. All right, so nice one there. And here we saw our opponent was just messing around. He was just messing around, right? Okay, he goes there. And now we go checkmate. Okay, so what did we learn in this game? So initially, we were a little bit disappointed that he did not go e4, right? Because we wanted to play the Sicilian. But still, I think the game we got was quite instructive. So what it taught us is that whenever your opponent is messing around and not playing normal developing moves, you just grab the center and you just play normal moves, right? You're not thrown off. For example, I also had a game once against Big Mac. He played a3, and I just played the Slav setup, like d5, knight f6, bishop f5. Nothing wrong with that. I got a good position. Anyway, so b4 you can just do the same thing. You can go d5. Let's say bishop b2, bishop f5. Nothing wrong with that. This is a very good setup. This is the orangutan, right? e3, knight e6, knight f6, and then just a normal Slav setup. So bishop d6. He goes here. We castle. We bring in the other knight as well. And at some point, we want to grab the full center with e5. Did he play 1b4? I remember that when he played Wojtaszek, he played d4, b5. Right here, I just moved the bishop back and now grab the full center with e5. Goes here, he wants to go here, which is why I played h6, creating that square for my bishop. And now we grab more space with c5. Hello, Gojo. Welcome. And what we did here, black is obviously better here because we have a very nice center, but the center in and of itself cannot win as the game, right? Of course, at some point we have to do something. And that's why I played this, hitting the knight. And the knight doesn't have anywhere good to go. He went here, I took. So I'm giving on my center, but while his king is still in the middle, I want to attack. And that's why I played e4, hitting the knight, threatening this, blasting everything open. He went here, but now check, and white is in a world of trouble. Obviously, I could have taken the knight, but even better is here. Hitting the knight with my queen, hitting this, he took. I could have won the queen here, but I think my move is even better. Take here with check, keeping this in the position. He went here, and now check. If he goes back, we have mate. He went here, and now check here or here, leading to checkmate. So very nice win here with black. And it really shows how we can win these games. If your opponent is playing offbeat openings, right? If your opponent's playing offbeat openings, just grab the center, bring your pieces into the game, and follow normal principles. Dang, I don't know. I don't know, Goju. Dang, that is tough. That is tough. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what happened. I don't know what happened. I'm really sorry to hear that. But I cannot help you. That's really unfortunate. All right, let's move on to the next game. Okay, we're getting black. And he goes d4. Now against d4, we have been playing the Slav defense. Also in the last game, we followed the Slav setup with d5, knight f6, and bishop f5. And he plays the London. Now, actually, I'm working on a new course on the Slav defense. And I have been working on the chapter against the London. Now, what I recommend is that whenever we see the move bishop f4, is that we go c5. Hello, Richard. Welcome to the chat. So c3, and then we follow up with knight c6. So first you want to go c5, and then knight c6, put the knight behind the pawn. e3, and now we go knight f6, bring out the other knight as well. These are almost always going to be your first 4 moves, okay? Now knight e2, very tricky move. Generally, I recommend you go for a quick queen b6, but with this move order, white is well prepared to deal with queen b6, because white can go queen b3, and in case of c4, they can go queen c2, and now bishop f5 is not a move, which is the case if white had played knight f3 instead of knight d2. The reason is that white can take, because now queen takes b2 does not trap the rook, right? White can actually move it. And perhaps after the game, I'll show you what I'm talking about to make it a little bit more visual. But after 92, here I recommend bishop f5. Hello, Fidelity. We have been playing the Accelerated Dragon with black. Knight f3. And now I think queen b6 is actually a good move for black, hitting the pawn, which is awkward to defend. Let's see what he's going to do. He does not have a good way to defend this pawn. Or like, you know, he doesn't want to go here, doesn't want to go here. He goes b3, okay. Let's go ahead and take. I think this move is fine. I could have also delayed this move and played e6 first, but let's go ahead and take. The reason why is that had I played e6, he could have maybe taken himself. So I just wanted to take, he recaptures. Knight b4, honestly, is already really tempting, threatening this. If he goes here, I can take. But then maybe there's bishop c7, which looks a bit tricky. So I'm going to keep it simple and go e6, just continuing my development. And already now I'm looking at a move that could be really annoying for white. Which is also one of the reasons why I took and why I was happy to provoke b3. Black here has the move bishop a3. Trying to go bishop b2, trapping the rook. And I think white's in trouble. This is honestly really annoying for white to deal with. But let's see what he's going to do. I cannot play with black every game on this account. We also have games with white. With white, we've been playing the Queen's Gambit. And by the way, all of the videos, the speedrun videos, are uploaded to YouTube as well. So if you're enjoying the speedrun, feel free to check out the YouTube so you can watch everything back at your own pace. Okay, let's see what he's going to do. Bishop a3 played. Okay, knight h4, really good move, to be honest. Going after my bishop. Maybe I should have played here so that I would have had this move available. But I think I'm still better after bishop b4. Bishop b4, pretty typical response to this. He takes. Okay, I can recapture with the pawn. And this knight is a little bit stuck over here. I would have the idea to go h6 and g5. But I also like the idea of this. Because I threaten g5. I also have ideas of here. So I think I'm going to go for this one. Okay, let's see. Okay, he goes castles. Now here I think I have a lot of good options. g5 is honestly the easiest, as it just forks the knight and bishop. So I think I'm just going to go for that one. I think this just wins a piece. Okay, let's go g5 with the 4 key. Let's go for the 4 key, okay? Yep. As now we win a full piece. Good job, everyone. Very good job. Let's see what he's going to do. Okay. Okay, we're winning a piece. And you guys see, if you actually just follow what I'm teaching you guys, you will quickly get winning positions, right? He takes, okay, let's recapture. But generally speaking, a quick queen b6 is going to be a very effective antidote against the London. And that is what I will recommend you guys in the course. Okay? So I have a... my course on the Accelerated Dragon came out not too long ago. But currently another course is in the making on the Sloth defense. So that's going to be my recommendation against d4. Okay, bishop h5, tricky move. It's not over yet. He wants to go here. I don't want to do this. If I do this, he goes f4 and then takes, which is a little bit annoying. But okay, if I go rook f8, he might have here. And if I defend, then f4. And if I move, he takes here. Me. It's all a little bit annoying. Maybe I'll just go bishop. I'll just go bishop b7 for now. Bishop b7 looks like a good move. Just dropping the bishop back. If he goes f4, I go here, and I would also attack the knight. Okay, let's go knight e4, hitting the knight. f5, okay. I think I can just get away with this. Just taking the knight, and if he takes, I'll castle. Looks good enough. I can also castle first. But yeah, let's go ahead and... Does he have this? No, I'll just castle first. Just keep it very safe, get my king out of the danger. This knight is still hanging. Sveshnikov, good opening, but I think the Accelerated Dragon is easier. Okay, knight f3, okay. I think now I'll just take. Yep. Let's go ahead and take. He's going to take here. Then we have f4. Okay, goes rook c1, pinning my knight. So let's go here, stepping out of the pin. And we're obviously doing really well as we're simply up a full piece. Okay, takes. Let's go rook f8. Bring the rook into the game with tempo. Maybe f4. Trying to break down on that pawn chain. Thank you, Mr. Rios, for the prime. Thank you. Thank you so much. Appreciate that. He goes bishop h5 back. Let's go f4 and break up his pawn structure. Let's see what he's going to do. Hope you guys are enjoying the instructive content. Goes 95. Okay, but I can just take that. So let's go ahead and take, because if he recaptures, then he hangs this. Yeah, we could have, but it's just much simpler to unpin the knight, right? Absolutely, absolutely, Albert. Definitely, yep. Good to see you, Albert. Albert, one of my students in the chat. Great to have him here. All right, I can take here. I guess the easiest just queen c3, knight f2 as I win more material. I don't play viewers directly, but what you could do is simply, you know, hang around in the pool. And then, okay, if we get paired and we play. But I don't want to play viewers, like I don't want to challenge viewers, if that makes sense. Okay, let's just keep it simple. Let's do this. Gonna have to move the king, and then I go knight f2. And he's forced to give up the rook. Okay, so let's go check. All right, we recapture. And now we're up a full rook, so the rest should be pretty simple. Okay, goes bishop f3 back. Let's go queen e3. Hello, boosted. Stop saying I'm ducking you. I'm not ducking you, boosted. I'm not. You're usually busy with other things, boosted. That's why we have not been able to play it. But I would happily play you boosted. How do you even get VIP? People get VIP. You know, it's just, I don't know, special guests. Special guests. Oh. Hello, Owen. Oh, that's awesome. So that's awesome, Owen. Welcome to the channel. Welcome. Hello, Dirk. Great to see you in the chat. Hello, Moves. Nice, nice. Okay, oh, he moved. He went a4. Okay, obviously doesn't do anything. Let's go rook c8. Bring the rook into the game. Hello, GM Sharky. Welcome. Okay, rook b1. Logical move from him, keeping pieces on the board. Let's go rook c3. I want to double up and then eventually go here. Could have also taken, but everything is winning. Doing pretty well, Dirk. Yeah, how are you doing? Okay, he takes threatening checkmate on 1, so let's give the check. Okay, he takes, let's recapture, goes queen e1. Okay, let's just go ahead and take, and rook c8. He's gonna lose more material because rook c1 is coming. All right, okay, nice win with black. And what do we see here? This is how I want you guys to play against the London. You're not getting VIP, Albert. It's just not happening. It's not happening. d4, okay, I recommended we go d5, bishop 4, c5, c3, knight c6, e3, and then knight f6. These are almost always going to be your first moves. Right? And then generally aim to go for a quick queen b6, but not against this move 92. This is a bit tricky. Because like I said, if you go queen b6 here, then here, and if you go c4, then queen c2. Right? And now bishop 5 does not work, because white can just take, and if you take, this rook is not trapped. You know, Albert is my Albert. You got VIP. You got VIP. You're good. We appreciate you here. And okay, Boosted is just trolling. Boosted is just trolling in the chat. Okay, but why I'm showing you this line is that in case white goes knight f3, here this is the line. Here you do go queen b6, hitting the pawn, and if white goes queen b3, you go c4, hitting the queen. This endgame is generally favorable for black. And if white goes here, you have this really nice move, bishop f5 with tempo. Because if white takes, you take. You lose a piece, but you're going to win the rook. The only thing you have to keep in mind is not to take the rook right away. Because white goes here, and your queen is going to get trapped. But first, you go e6. Push the queen away, and then you take. And black is winning. Alright? Okay, but against 92... we first play bishop f5, okay? We first play bishop f5. And then we go queen b6, hitting the pawn. Because if white goes here, then we go c4. And we're generally very happy to get this endgame. Okay, we have more space, our bishop is active, and we would love to go b5 and b4 to rip white's queen side pawn structure apart. And as we see here, because the bishop here, white does not have this. Okay, so he went b3, we take, he recaptures. And yeah, I went for the simple e6, but actually knight b4 is already better. Threatening this, and if he goes here, we take. Yeah, bishop c7, honestly not a big deal because of queen b4 and what black is doing very well. So knight b4 would have been better, but I went e6 first, here, and now bishop a3, another very nice idea, trying to go here. Which would, by the way, trap the rook because of this bishop pair. But he went here. Okay, so he wants to take and double my pawn, so I went here. And at least if he wants to get the bishop, I make him work for it and make him go f3, which would weaken his position quite a bit. Like now it is always a little bit loose. Like let's say castles, I have, for example, bishop e2 and this, because this diagonal has been opened up, right? So definitely makes sense to provoke f3, but he took, I just recaptured, and now I have a lot of threats. I threatened this, checks like here and here, but he blundered the most simple one, which is g5, winning a piece. And the rest, honestly, wasn't too difficult. Win a piece. We just make a few defensive moves to make sure we're safe. Okay, I probably could have taken, but I thought this was easier. We take, and converting our extra piece into a full point wasn't too difficult. We go f4, ripping the pawn structure apart. We take. Okay, could have done this, but this was easier. Just winning a full rook. And obviously black is winning. we bring in the rooks into the game, and we win even more material. So nice win with black. All right, so a lot of questions in the chat. GM Sharky says, at GM Benjamin Bok, I would like to ask a question if possible. No, that's not possible. No. Okay, next question. No, I'm kidding. I'm having a hard time to understand the strategies in the openings that I play. I remember the moves and then play them at 100% accuracy, but I always lost in middle games and thrown games left and right. 2000 ELO player. Any tips for deeper understanding the middle games on the openings I play? I guess perhaps studying the openings on a slightly deeper level, or maybe you learn a few moves more and also study the middle game plans. That's part of opening study as well. All right. But yeah, great question in the chat, Sharky. Owen, I recommend, yeah, I recommend the Accelerated Dragon. Actually, Albert and Boosted are pretty close in rating. I think they should play each other. Yes, you guys should play each other. I think that'd be a fun match. Okay, anyway. Let's see. Hello, Tulia, welcome to the channel. Whoa, thank you to Brazilian Monk for the gift that's up to Albert. Thank you so much. Welcome aboard, Albert. Welcome aboard. What? I am not avoiding you, Boosted. Move says, find a coach or video course where the coach actually explains plans at the opening, not just give you moves that make the engine happy. I should have memorized them. Well, I'm trying to do that moves in my speedruns and in the courses. Like, would you agree? Yeah, Boosted can be, yeah, he likes to troll me sometimes. Okay, anyway, we are gonna move on to something else. Give me 1 second. Give me 1 second. That's okay, but you played a red team pretty well, no, Albert? And 1e4. Okay, nice, nice. Move says I was 600, the Benjamin scores became 1900 in 10 days. That's right. That's right. Yeah. Okay, I have some cool content for you guys now. First of all, we say goodbye, unfortunately, to the YouTubers. Thanks everyone for watching on YouTube. Appreciate it. Make sure to come over to Twitch or Kick if you guys want to keep watching. But yeah, really appreciate everyone watching. Okay? And if you're not subscribed yet, make sure that you smash that subscribe button. And see you in the next video. Bye. All right. Okay, we turn to YouTube.